In the desire to give decent and safe living and household to the people of Barangay Lam An and Malaobang in the city of Ozamis, the greatest housing project of local government unit through the efforts of Deputy Speaker Waminal and Ozamis City Mayor Ando Waminal was created. The said aspiration was out of the intention in solving the difficulty in the places mentioned and for the people to be freed from the filthy environment, particularly in Barangay Lam An, in which through the years the people are suffering. During rainy season, flood water will rise which will spread in the different areas of the place. The flood water and the sanitation of the place may cause spreading of diseases among children and old ones.
Sa una pa yun, baha na yun na siya, taman yun na siyang hawak. So ang mahitabo yun ana, kay hadlok ba ako kay sa nga tanan among tubig, malapawan na, kanang tubig na mo sa nawasa, malapawan pa, nasugaw yun kaisa nga tanan.
Year 2019, Congressman Henry S. Waminal made a promise to the people of Puruksais Lam An that he will make a way to give them decent and safe homes which changed their lives.
Usa sa proyekto nga pamisahan nga mga informal settlers sa ato barangay tagaan nato o libre pamuyo disinte pamuyo libre yuta libre balay, di ba?
With a pure heart, the congressman worked hard for the inclusion of the said project in the 2019 General Appropriations Act. He was successful in allocating a budget for the project which cost 50 million pesos, 35 million pesos for Lam An housing project, and the remaining 15 million pesos was allocated for Malaobang housing project. The local government of Ozamis also allocated a budget which costs 15 million pesos as the counterpart funds in payment to the properties which will be affected in the said project. The LGU consulted the 120 more or less residents, and majority of them were happy of the said goal and gave their consent because they were aware of the benefits it can give to the community. Because of this, the way for the wish for life of the people of having a clean and safe homes was paved.
Ko kayo mig kalipay ug pasalamat ni Congressman Waminal nga iyang gihawas ang amo ang kalisod sa labi na sa among pamuyo nga og mag-ulan, maglunop daritso, dili mi makagawa sa among tagsa kapanimalay. Di gyud kabutangan among pasalamat gyud nga iya giming gipahiluna.
Temporary relocation was also discussed and assured to the beneficiaries upon the start of the project construction. Most of the residents asked for government support to dismantle their then houses and showed voluntary demolition because they knew the need of inconvenience to obtain a decent living. In the said location, expropriation cases were filed to 17 property owners. Expropriation is the legal process for the government to take possession of the private property for the benefit of the public. In the said process, just compensation will be given to private property owners for the government to proceed in the construction of infrastructure projects which will give benefit to the public. Among the 10 property owners who were issued with writ of possession, 9 of them voluntarily turned over their property to the local government. But there was one family who vehemently refused in turning over the property to the government. The particular housing project was led by the Department of Public Works and Highways. Month of March year 2020, clearing operations were conducted by the agency to start the development in the place through the contractors who were tasked in the said project. The DPWH commended and gave supervision in the clearing operations and certainly not the local government of Ozamis.
Function sa DPWH, mag-implement agad siya what has been program.
While the clearing operations were conducted, the Neri family still refused to give their property to the government. With the contractors clearing operations under the DPWH supervision, the family initiated strong refusal in the social media. Moreover, they filed cases against the government which caused the delay of the project, knowing that the individuals who showed declination to the clearing operations were not really from Lam An. Based in the court order of expropriation mandated by Acting Judge Soliver Peras of RTC Branch 15, February 24, 2020, clearing operations were conducted in the 5th of August 2020. While the operation was going on, The Neri family in a sudden went out from their house and physically attacked the workers who just did their obligation.
Nung naglaparo na ako, nga nakalikay ko si Tata ni Resuliano, kaya naminyon mo si Resuliano. So mao na to nga naigo, na nakalikay ko. So ang cellphone na lang mo yung silbi, okay na lang, cellphone na lang nakalikay sa akong lawas yun nga iba di contact ko nila.
After the order of expropriation of Regina Garcina's property last February 24, 2020, Acting Presiding Judge Peras released the writ of possession last March 6, 2020, and the property was turned over to the government. Based on it, there was no one living in the house, but the Neri family gave consent to some who were not from Lam An to stay there and as planned to intensely refuse the clearing operations and post it in the social media, which they strategize as over and above the human rights. Sympathizers of the Neri family created an issue that the government overpassed the human rights because of the demolition amid pandemic. However, there was no demolition because it was voluntarily done by the residents. Because of the accusations filed by the Neri family, the project for a long time was delayed. Because of the disappointment felt by the beneficiaries who were temporarily living for a couple of months at the relocation site, they agreed to gather together and go to the Neri's house to ask an appeal for the family's support to the said project for the residents of Barangay Lam An. As a matter of fact, the National Housing Authority visited the actual location of the project, thereby showing support to the national and local collaboration in serving for the good and decent homes of the people. According to NHA Regional Manager Rolando Tebas Jr., the project was properly planned and the NHA supported it. NHA Administrator and General Manager Marcelino Escalada also expressed that the Ozamis City's housing project is a good example aligned to government program, which is under the Informal Settlers Program or ISF. In addition, NHA officials gave their utmost support to the project. The adamant acts of the Neri family for several times in rejecting and not signing the writ of possession was put to an end upon the issuance of the break-open order of the RTC Branch 15 in Ozamis last November 5, 2020, which was signed by Acting Presiding Judge Michael Ahok. In the said court order, it detailed the observations as to how the defendants mocked the process of the law. As recalled, the sheriff for how many times failed to serve the writ of possession because of the Neri family's strong refusal in signing the said document. As a matter of fact, they even padlocked their door so that the sheriff may not enter. Furthermore, the mockery of the law needed to be ended through the issuance of break-open order that the sheriff may serve the writ of possession. And I quote, "Wherefore the motion for the issuance of break-open order is hereby granted. The Sheriff of this Court, Sheriff 4 Cesar P. Valle, is hereby commanded to implement the writ of possession and place plaintiff City of Ozamis in possession over lot number 893 A2B1 PSD 1004947 covered by TCT number T10122 with an area of 284 square meters as described in the April 30, 2020 writ of possession, and to eject therefrom all adverse occupants including the following persons, to wit, Elpidia Eriezo Neri, Catherine E. Neri, Camilo E. Neri Jr., Melina Neri Soliano, their agents and such other persons claiming rights under them. Sheriff Cesar P. Valle shall promptly submit a report thereof to the court with service of copies to the parties so ordered." Because of this, last November 23, 2020, Sheriff Cesar Valle was successful in serving the writ of possession and notice to vacate to the Neri family with the help of the policemen. The family signed the document and voluntarily left their house with their belongings. A safe and comfortable home is what the people need nowadays, and the Lam An Housing Project is one of the ways to realize the dream of the residents in the place. This is one of the legacies of Congressman Henry S. Waminal and Mayor Ando Waminal in their service to the people. The Filipino deserves the best, and this remains in the mind and heart of the district and city's leadership.